Hey guys, okay, so today we're gonna do the formula day that I don't know if I mentioned this in your hour. I kind of decided halfway through the day, I think these kids need a day of reviewing geometry formulas. There will be a formula sheet that you guys will get when you come in for map testing. This is also the sheet that you use in 6th grade or would have used in 6th grade. It is the sheet that you will use in 8th grade as well. So I did snip tool this and put it on the Canvas quiz assignment tonight. So you don't have to, kind of popcorn back and forth. I didn't want to post it somewhere else. I might do that, or I might just put it on every individual assignment if we do more formula stuff. So point is, I'm going to do a triangle, a trapezoid, and a circle for you. I'm going to show you how to find the formulas on the sheet, and then you guys will do the same on your practice today. So let me share that screen with you. All right, let me get that up a little bit. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is find the area of this triangle. So I look on my formula sheet. And the first thing I need to do is locate where the area formulas are. So if you look down here, I've got lots of area formulas. Then it switches to volume. I've got prisms and cylinders, cones and pyramids, a sphere, and then it's got additional formulas down here. You can see the last three are formulas that 8th grade is going to use, but down here is circumference of a circle. That's one we will need later today. So anyways, my question is about a triangle. So on area of a triangle, this is my formula. A equals half BH. So with that said, you really should, from writing the formula down, know what those letters represent. Okay, like I said, I know it's been a while, but we should know what those letters mean. And if you don't, I would really take my time when I'm reviewing this, because this is hit hard in 8th grade as well, okay? The B represents the base of the shape. And the H represents the height. Now I want you to be really careful with the height of a triangle. The height is always perpendicular to the base. So you're really trying to kind of find that right angle symbol if possible. That's your clue that those are the two pieces of that formula that you need. I actually don't care about the 9 and I don't care about the 5 in this problem. If I were wondering what the perimeter was, then I would need to add those values, but I do not need them at all for my area formula. And if you recall, we went really quick through geometry because it really is I say plug and chug game, right? Plug it in, chug out the math, and then you're done. And I hate to say there's no understanding because that's so not true. We can definitely get conceptual with it. But as long as you can identify certain numbers or certain things within that formula, then you're good to go. So I could literally take this and type that all into my calculator. Half 0.5 times 12 times 4. All sorts of mental tricks you can use there. But when all else fails, use the calculator. Remember, area is always units squared. So it could be centimeters squared, inches squared, since nothing is labeled unit squared. Okay, so the area of a trapezoid. So again, I look at my formula sheet and I need to find area of a trapezoid. We go down here, right? Now this one looks pretty intense. I know that this one might not be one that you know off the bat with those letters beat, which is exactly why we're going over it. Half the height times base 1 plus base 2. That's what those B sub 1 and B sub 2 mean. There we go. And now really base 1 and base 2, I'm going to turn the trapezoid so you can see it, is referring to these two lines, the parallel. Remember, that's what makes this shape a trapezoid. One set of parallel lines, and then the other two are not parallel to each other. So I'm going to really, you can kind of think of those two numbers as base 1 or base 2. You don't need to like, oh, the bottom one has to be base 1 because it comes first. Like it doesn't truly matter because you're adding them together anyways, and it's commutative. You can switch them. So don't even worry about which is which. I'm gonna plug in 2.4 first and then 4.6 next, just because that's left to right. That's what I'm giving it. Half is good, and then the height. Remember, the height is perpendicular to the base. See how they form a right angle together? So that height, I guess I can use the same color, is the 3.5. Okay. And again, I just have a multiplication problem. I do need to simplify that 2.4 and 4.6 first before I start multiplying everything. And then I'm good to go. So I've got 7, I'm gonna go backwards, times 3.5 times half, 12.25 centimeters squared. Okay. Now, last but not least, I'm actually gonna do 2 different examples with this circle. It does say to find circumference, but I also want to find the area as well, because that I said yesterday, you know, that was kind of a red flag, not just you guys, but all classes, that we need a little bit of help. So let's look at circumference formula first. Okay, and that's down here at the bottom, circumference of a circle. C equals pi times diameter. Now, when we learned this in my class, I also taught you that circumference is the same as 2 pi r, okay? You'll see formulas and they'll be interchangeable, and that's because the diameter is 2 radii put together, right? So 2 radius measurements are identical to a diameter measurement. So honestly, since this gives me the diameter of 36, I'm just going to use this guy and do pi times 36. Now, this is true for your homework as well. I want you to use 3.14. If you have a calculator like this, you do have a pi button, but some kids don't, and I'm not sure who doesn't, and I need to make sure that we all get the same answers regardless. So we're going to use 3.14 for pi times 36. There we go. So I have 113.04 feet. And ooh, I almost put squared, but it's not squared, remember, because it's not area. Circumference is that distance around, so not squared. I'm just gonna have myself. All right, so the area formula for a circle, going back to my page, area of a circle, pi r squared. The area equals pi r squared, okay? So this time I can't use that 36 in this formula. I really do need to think about it in terms of the radius. So I just need to really take 36 and divide it into 2 pieces. And then I'll get that radius measurement of 18. Now remember, once you get to this point, we need to follow order of operations. I'm gonna write, please, excuse my dear Aunt Sally, right? Exponents come first, and then I'm gonna multiply them. So I need to do 18 squared. Now you have options. If you have a calculator, look with like this, with a little squared shortcut, look for it. You can use that, 18 squared. And then I'm going to multiply that by 3.14. Feet squared. Now let's say you don't have the pi button. We're going to do 18, or I'm sorry, not the pi button, the squared button. If you don't have that, it's the same as doing the number times itself. Okay, so worst case scenario, 18 times 18 times 3.14, and you'll get that same answer. Okay. Now, like I said, I know that it's been a long time, but I really want you to just think about the plugging in of the numbers. That's all it is. You just need to identify, first of all, what formula do you need to be using and what do those what do those variables represent in terms of the numbers in your problem, okay? I will have probably 1 or 2 more questions for you guys when we meet. I do have an entire backside to this practice for my in-class kids. So I'll probably just pick one and have you guys walk through it with me. And since I don't know which one yet, it'll be a surprise. See you soon.